Now today we are going to discuss about the microbial quality of the milk for the cheese making. हमारा आ रहा है फिगर? Have you seen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
स्क्रीन शेयर कर रहा है तो फिर क्या दिक्कत होगी?
अब नहीं आ रहा है सर आपका फिर।
अब आ रहा है? दिख रहा है ना?
सर आप नहीं दिख रहे हैं। हाँ आप दिख रहे हैं सर।
Today we are going to discuss about the microbial quality of the milk for the cheese making. You can prepare any type of product, but when we prepare cheese, then the microbial quality of the milk is very much important. So you already know that on the basis of temperature, the microbial bacteria is actually classified into 4 categories. One is psychotropic, that is heat loving, cold loving bacteria. Mesophilic, that is room temperature, preferably room temperature. And third one is thermoduric, that is actually survive at temperature more than 48 degrees centigrade but less than pasteurization temperature. And thermophilic, that is actually resists the temperature more than 54 degrees centigrade. So these are the different classification you have already studied in microbiology courses, but here it is very much essential to understand what type of milk you have to use for the preparation of cheese. Any variety of cheese, either you can prepare ripened variety of cheese, or you are going to prepare unripened variety of cheese. In all aspects, the quality of microbial quality of the milk is very much important. So you have already heard that what should be the bacterial load. So when we are going to prepare the cheese, so it is recommended that less than 10,000 per ml CFU in the milk is considered good for the cheese making. Similarly, suppose milk is suffering from any type of disease, particularly suffer from mastitis, then you can already know that the mastitis milk have high pH, that is alkaline in nature. They are containing more chloride content, they are containing more albumin content, even they are containing more minerals. So they are not actually survive even during the heating also, but at the same time, because mastitis milks are containing higher number of microorganisms as well as leukocyte, depending upon the severity of the mastitis, severity of the infection. So mastitis milk is completely avoided, particularly for the cheese making. So how it can be checked out? It can be checked out at farm level itself by there are so many small tests, just a strip cup test, by which we can actually assessing the milk for the quality with respect to the mastitis milk. So as soon as quickly find out the suitability of milk for the cheese making, that is, suppose if any milk is suspected mastitis, then the milk is discarded immediately. That milk should be not used with the good quality milk, otherwise other lots will be also hampered, and that is you are ultimately not able to get the best quality cheese. Similarly, as soon as you can collect the milk from the different dairies or different sources, you can immediate chill the milk, because when we chill the milk, as soon as that comes into the plant, the milk must be go through the chiller, so that we can maintain the temperature less than 10 degrees centigrade and immediately transfer to the milk silo or milk vat, so that where we can actually maintain the temperature less than 10 degrees centigrade, so that we cannot allow the undesirable bacteria, growth of undesirable bacteria, which can actually which can actually hamper the quality of cheese during the subsequent method of manufacturing. So this is very much important. So immediate chilling the milk is one of the criteria for the dairy industry, so that you can actually check the growth of undesirable bacteria. Another one is that you have already heard that the change in composition may interfere with the manufacture. Suppose you have here two type of curdling. One is sweet curdling, another one is natural curdling. Sometimes you can observe in the plant that after sometimes suppose there is a take more time for reaching the dairy from the collection center, then milk become curdled, because milk have certain certain life, so that we cannot actually protect the milk itself. So you have to just see what is the development of developed acidity. So generally fresh milk having the acidity level 0.12 to 0.14. Another one is that suppose any type of infectious animals, we are collecting animals from milk from that animal, then definitely there may be chances of high content of proteolysis and lipolysis enzyme, which is actually released by the bacteria, which is present in the cow or cattle. So heat stable bacteria may continue to act as the product, particularly during long storage, and adversely affect the stability and flavor of the cream or even the UHT milk. इसी तरह से हम लोग अगर जो जनरल हम लोग जो देखते हैं कि व्हाट टाइप ऑफ, बिकॉज मिल्क इज एक्चुअली इमीडिएट चिल्ड, so there may be chances of growth of psychotropic bacteria. Psychotropic, that is cold loving bacteria, which is actually generally developed when we chilled the milk. So what are the different type of psychotropic bacteria which is present in the chilled milk? That is Pseudomonas, Aeromonas, alkaligens, lactic acid bacteria, gram positive spores जैसे Bacillus cereus, Bacillus subtilis, Corynebacteria, Enterococci and coliforms. So these may be present when we chilled the milk. Another aspect which is very much important in our country, we can assessing the quality of milk only on the basis of fat and SNF, and we can give the rumination to the farmers on the basis of fat and SNF, not on the microbial quality of the milk. But in foreign country and in developed country like New Zealand, Denmark, USA, and even England, they are actually assessing or giving the price of milk on the basis of somatic cell count. So somatic cell count is actually the decisive factor for the quality aspect of the milk. So milk used for preparation of cheese should be from healthy animals, and how it can be decided? We can measure the somatic cell count, and it must be less than 50,000 per ml. The somatic cell count of the healthy animals must be less than 50,000 per ml. If the raw milk contains more than 50,000 somatic cell count per ml, results in cystogenization of the lactic acid bacteria, which leads to slow growth of the acidity development, because that actually hampers the starter activity in the vat, and also increase the rennet coagulating time, which ultimately decrease the curd firmness of and lose final body and texture of the cheese. So it is very much important. I have already told you that when we cannot consider any type of abnormal milk, including mastitis, even then, suppose milk is having higher content of pesticide content, antibiotic residue content, then definitely we can discard the milk immediately. So we can measure the somatic cell count, and it must be less than 50,000 per ml. If it is not, it is more than this level, then definitely the lactic acid bacteria will not grow properly, and it may leads to poor body and texture, less firmness texture of the final cheese. So it should be very much important that the milk should be collected from the healthy animals, and it is somatic cell count which actually tells about the quality of the milk. Similarly, antibiotic residue, I have already told you, because when animal is sick or cattle is sick, generally veterinarians or doctors are giving injection antimicrobial antibiotics to the animals, so for their recovery. So they are actually, suppose you are collecting milk without decomposition of the antibiotic, then definitely when you collect the milk from the antibiotic from the diseased animal who have already given antibiotic, then their antibiotic residue comes into the milk, and that antibiotics actually not allow the starter culture for their acid development, and subsequently other body and texture or flavor development during the ripening process, they may also hamper, which ultimately affect the quality of the cheese. So milk should be free from any type of antibiotics. Similarly, disinfectants and preservatives. You already know that different type of preservatives is used for the milk, that is boric acid, borates, sodium carbonate, sodium bicarbonate, formalin, 40% formaldehyde. These are actually used for the preservation of milk at the farm level, and that is not actually recommended at all for the manufacture of cheese. So you must not allow any type of preservative. There are so many kits of even by NDRI or NDDB, they are developed several kits. We can immediately find out any type of presence of preservatives. Then as soon as you find any type of preservative in the milk must be not used for the cheese making. Similarly, because in dairy plants we are actually disinfecting the plant by using different type of quaternary ammonium compounds, and they are, if there is any residual amount, any type of residual amount of detergents or any type of quaternary ammonium compounds or chlorine, iodoforms, any type of disinfectants which is present in the surface of the equipment which is used for the cheese making during the different method of different processing parameter, then definitely we cannot provide the ambient environment for the lactic bacteria, because they are actually checked due to the presence of disinfectant in the equipment. Another one is that amount of chemical sanitizer that might be entered into the milk, lack of rinsing which is not sufficient for to cause culture inhibition. अगर हमारा ज्यादा होगा तो क्या होगा, जो हमारा स्टार्टर कल्चर which is used for the cheese making, one of the component, one of the major which is starter culture is called heart of the cheese. So it must be taken into consideration that our starter activity is not affected. Their growth is consistent throughout the ripening process, throughout the method of manufacturing. Then we can only get the best quality cheese. Similarly, the starter culture is actually their activity is actually hampered by the bacteriophages. So bacteriophages infection to the starter culture is very detrimental with respect to the quality of cheese. Similarly, lactoperoxidase system that is used for the enhancing the shelf life of the milk, but it is not considered best for the when we going to prepare cheese. So because presence of lactoperoxidase system, that will definitely hamper the growth of the starter culture bacteria. Other naturally occurring microbial already study that lysozyme, lactoferrin, and that actually protect the milk, and they are also inhibiting the starter culture growth. So these are taken into consideration when you are going to prepare the cheese. If anybody want to say something, Prashant, have you heard my voice?
Yes, sir.
सर भारती से बात कर रहे सर, आपको 1 मिनट कर रहे हैं।
अरे रुक जाओ, कर लेना, 5-10 मिनट और हो जाएगा तो छोड़ देंगे, ठीक है? Have you heard my voice? Next comes into the
सर आ रही है सर।
तो उसके बाद हमको क्या करना है, जैसे मैंने बताया, जब हमारा एश्योर हो जाओ कि व्हाट टाइप ऑफ मिल्क वी हैव टू टेक इनटू कंसिडरेशन फॉर चीज मेकिंग, आई हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस ऑल द पॉइंट्स, we can summarize once again. The milk should be not free, when milk should be not containing any abnormal milk, milk should be free from static milk, milk should be free from any type of discontinuity, any amount of it should be free from any type of antibiotic residues, any type of pesticide residues, है ना? These all should be, we have to take into consideration for the cheese making. Now, because we are always recommended to chill the milk so that their growth of the starter culture is not affected, and there we are not allowing the other microorganisms which is highly undesirable, particularly for the cheese manufacture. So chilling, storage, clarification, bacterification, this is the very much important before going to the process for the cheese making. We have already told you about the chilling. What is the importance of chilling? Because chilling is actually very much important, because we cannot allow the undesirable microorganisms for their growth. That is why we are immediately transfer the after chilling the milk, we are actually transfer the milk into the storage tank, so that until we are not use that milk for the cheese making. Because there are several activities like rennet coagulation times, firmness, moisture retention, rennet coagulation times increases, firmness decreases, and moisture retention increases due to the cold storage of the milk. So milk properties have changed significantly with these attributes. Another one is that technological properties as a result of chilling and storage of raw milk can be improved by adopting measures such as, so how we can actually, because how we can actually overcome the somewhat the problem which have arise due to the chilling or cold storage of the raw milk. तो क्या करना है इसमें? So first of all, we have to acidify the chilled milk with the lactic acid to pH 6.5. Now number 2 is addition of calcium chloride at the rate of 0.02% in case of cow milk, but in case of buffalo milk there is no need of addition of calcium chloride content to the milk. Another one is addition of more rennet with permissible limit. Generally we are advocating 1.25 gram per 1000 liter of milk for the cow milk, whereas in case of buffalo milk we are allowing 1.5 gram per 1000 kg of the microbial rennet for the buffalo milk. So microbial rennet content is slightly higher in case of buffalo milk in comparison to the cow milk. Another one is use of higher innating temperature. When we using the higher innating temperature, definitely the firmness of the curd, we are getting the more suitable for the cheese making, for the subsequent process of ripening, which ultimately leads to the different flavor of the cheese by different process like glycolysis, proteolysis, lipolysis, and they are releasing so many flavor compounds, and ultimately that cheese is recognized with the different name. Another one is that use of higher cooking temperature. When we use the higher cooking temperature, definitely the moisture retention is less. So in case of cow milk, we can go for that because moisture retention is higher in case of cow milk. Next one, clarification. You have seen two type of centrifuge type of machine. The clarifier is similar to the cream separator. What is the difference between clarifier and separator? Clarifier having only one outlet and separator has two outlets. Clarifier is one of the centrifugal process, or it is generally used to remove leukocytes, cellular debris, and particle from the earth or powder gaining into the milk during the either milking or during the transportation, whatever. So clarification is just to improve the aesthetic quality of the milk. That is only possible when we go for clarification, and clarification decreases the tendency of fat to form aggregates on standing increases the rate of multiplication of starter organisms, may increase the fat loss in whey, and may also decrease the moisture and yield of the cheese. So clarification is one of the also important, so because it actually removes the leukocytes, cellular debris, and particles from the particle either come from with the powder or from the soil. So you can remove by this process, which actually help in subsequent acid development in the subsequent process of ripening of the manufacture of the cheese. Another one is that lactofugation. This is when we visit the cheese plant, definitely you can always observe lactofugation in the system. So you have already seen lactofugation in even at Nalanda Dairy Project, or also Rohtas Dairy. When we visit the Rohtas Dairy or Nalanda Dairy, definitely you will find that lactofugation. Lactofugation is actually installed there. What is the purpose of lactofugation? Lactofugation is just like cream separator, but the lactofugation, the speed of the lactofugation is rotation speed is quite higher in comparison to the cream separator. And lactofugation is generally used in the cheese industry, where high cleaning capacity have been used to remove spores from the cheese. You already know that there's one of the major defect, late growing defect, which is come in the ripened variety of cheese. Ripened variety, semi-hard, either semi-hard or hard variety. Definitely we can overcome the defect of late growing defect by applying lactofugation in the system. So effective method for preventing late growing defect in the semi-hard cheese or hard cheese, and it is mainly due to the removal of anaerobic microorganisms or spores from the system. No doubt, pasteurization only kills the pathogens, but they are actually not remove the spores and anaerobic organism, microorganisms. So, but lactofugation is actually remove the spores from the milk, and it is quite suitable for the cheese making. So, elimination, the use of nitrates, they are also used. You can also study about the additives of the milk. One nitrates is used to overcome the late growing defect in the cheese. So this is also, and one of the drawback of lactofugation is that it makes the weak coagulum during the cheese making. However, it can be overcome by the addition of calcium chloride. So this is the beauty of the lactofugation. So it is generally used in almost all cheese plants, and this assures the quality of the cheese. And one of the major defects, I have already told you, that late growing defect, either semi-hard cheese, soft cheese, hard variety of cheese, they all are actually dominant by the late growing defect. So by applying lactofugation, we can actually overcome this type of defect in the cheese. That is why before processing the milk, I will also separately taking the class for the preheat treatment of the cheese making, and here lactofugation we will discuss more in details in that class also. So have you any query we can ask? Yes. Have you any query, Arvind? Prashant?
No sir, no sir, thank you.
Ishu?
No sir.
Pratiksha, Kunal?
No, sir.
No, sir.
ठीक है, मैं
सर
पूछता हूँ।
भारती सर क्लास सर भारती सर क्लास ज्वाइन कर ले सर, वो वेट कर रहे सर।
अच्छा ठीक है, तो इसको अच्छा से पढ़ लो हैं, और नेक्स्ट क्लास आई विल बिफोर गोइंग टू द नेक्स्ट क्लास वी विल टेक डिस्कशन क्लास, है ना, बाय मंडे आई विल सी व्हाट यू हैव स्टडी सो फार, है ना। ठीक है तब।
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर।
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
हाँ प्रशांत, यू कैन सेंड द अटेंडेंस। प्रशांत सुधांशु,
सर भेज देंगे सर, लीव हो गया है।
नहीं है सर, भेज देंगे सर।
हाँ तुम
भेज
वो
देंगे।
करो, एक लड़का कोई भेज दो उसमें ग्रुप में।
ठीक है, भेज देता हूँ।
भेज दो। कितने लड़के आए टोटल? 10 लड़के।
नहीं सर, 18 था।
गलत है।
उधर सर सब लीव हो गया, क्लास ज्वाइन।
अच्छा ठीक है, मुझे तो चाहिए था जी, कितना एब्सेंट हुआ ना, ये तो जरूरी है ना। ये लोग मांग रहे हैं कितना ज्वाइन कर रहा है, कितना नहीं कर रहा है। हम्म, ये क्या है, बंद क्यों नहीं हो रहा है?